I'm Sabrina Frey, and I'm thrilled that you decided to do one of my bead mosaic kits. This guide will walk you through how to put together any of our level 1 or level 2 do-it-yourself kits. Remember that this is supposed to be a fun, stress-free experience and should only take you a few hours.
Now let's review what came in your kit. You have an instruction sheet that you can refer to as needed, a design sheet that shows the colors, layout, and placement for your beads, backer board, which is pre-etched with your design, the beads. These are all you're going to need, plus some extras for touch-ups later. The black strips are known as art edge. The thick ones are going to be for your outside borders, and the thin ones are for your design lines. Then you have a bottle of skinny glue. This is the glue that I developed to create these mosaics and make the technique go really easily. Just give the bottle a shake when you get started and a few times during your process, and then pour it, but don't squeeze it on top of your mosaic at the end. The tools that you're going to need to complete this project are a pair of long-nosed tweezers, a scooper for your beads, a sharp knife to ensure clean edges, and a sorting scoop or tray like the ones shown in this extensive toolkit that will help you separate the beads, pour them, and do your touch-ups. We also recommend using a soft tablecloth because beads like to bounce on hard surfaces. Now let's get started with the art edge. First, you're going to take your wide strips and use them around the perimeter of your board. This will allow you to frame it later. Then you will take the thinner strips, pulling them off and being careful not to stretch them, and use them to cover the lines on your design board. Using your X-Acto knife, you can easily butt the ends together and make sure that you have a good clean cut without any gaps between the art edge. You might want to give it just a few minutes to rest and make sure that you didn't stretch any of those. Give them a chance to bounce back before you press them into place permanently. Now, even though this video is going by really fast, make sure you take your time with this process. This is not something you need to rush. You're going to want to get those rounded edges curved. The product does bend very easily and it cuts easily as well. So enjoy this time and get everything just so, and then go ahead and press everything down firmly before you set the beads down. Once all your lines are in place, get some scissors and cut open the bags that contain your beads. Then you will pour them out into some sort of a sorting tray or container where you can scoop them and then pour them onto your project more easily. This is where you're going to want to have that tablecloth underneath because when the beads bounce off your boards, you want to be able to catch them. Follow the design sheet and place the right color bead into the compartment that was created with your black lines. You're going to want to tap these beads down using your fingertips and just give them a light tap, tap, tap. The beads are intended to sit in different directions, so don't worry about straightening them all out. It is very important that you tap them down to a single layer. And the best way to use a guide for that is that the art edge is the same thickness as a single layer of beads. So use those edges around your beads as a guide to getting it down to one layer. Some of your kits, the level 2s, will require some blending. Just follow your design sheet and mix the beads gradually for a smooth transition. You should end up with additional beads of every color that will be used for your touch-up phase at the end. So just set these aside for now, and you'll use them after your glue is dry to do your touch-up before your final gluing. If any of the beads fall outside the lines, just use your tweezers to reposition them before gluing. You want the piece to look as complete as possible before you do the gluing so you have fewer touch-ups later. Also, making sure that they are down to one layer will help keep your touch-ups to a minimum. Now that you're done, you're ready for glue. You're going to want to shake your glue bottle up again and make sure that the mixture is all reanimated. Then, keeping your glue bottle approximately 2 inches above your art piece, Begin to lightly squeeze the bottle so that the glue will drip onto your mosaic, allowing you to still see the beads through the glue. Once it's flooded, you're going to want to set it aside in a spot that's not going to get bumped or moved and leave it for a minimum of 24 hours to allow the initial glue drying phase. Once it's completely dry, you're going to notice that there are some gaps and holes in your project. That's what your touch-up beads are for. With all the holes that you have in there, use what I call the half bead rule. If the hole is as large as half a bead, then go ahead and put a bead in its place. Once you place all the beads that are in the blatantly gapping holes, go ahead and put another layer of glue on the top and allow to sit a minimum of 24 hours. The glue set time is going to be based on the humidity and the environment that you're drying it in. The drier the air, the faster it will dry.
Once it's completely dry, I encourage you to frame it and hang it up with pride in your home.
Now, I can't wait for you to get started. If you feel like you want to learn more, there is an extended version of these instructions on the Bead Mosaic YouTube channel. You can go to our Facebook group to ask questions, learn more, and get inspired to create more. If you want to try another one of our kits, just visit beadmosaic.com and you'll see our extensive line of introductory and advanced kits that we offer. I hope you have fun.